delay, so you can't see us yet. By the moment you can see us, we'll be a bit ahead, but we're starting with our first pretty hot match. We have Desharmo versus Aquaman, a newcomer versus a board member. Are you excited for this one, Corridon?
Yeah, just kind of looking over at the classes. We were talking a little bit Lotus, and I'm excited. There's a little bit of I don't know if I would say spice because the rest of the class is brought, but there's just no warlocks kicking around here, which is interesting, I think.
Yes, I agree. This is a really interesting one. We don't see warlocks, and we're going to see people going face. There's aggro druid, there's aggro hunter, there's aggro priest, there's another aggro priest, there's the demon hunter is lifesteal, but there's also Garrett rogue. That looks like a lot of face damage to me.
Yeah, the rogue might have a bit of a struggle here, depending, Hunter just kind of does a good job at pushing early damage and then closing the games out with spells and over the top. The priest list from Desharmo isn't running it's the gambling list, so it doesn't have those void shards for the, you know, 4 lifesteal damage to kind of close out games. So Rogue might is also just good though, right? Garrote Rogue
Yeah.
can just find wins if you find the correct ways to go off on pen flinger turns or field contacts. Drawing 10, 12 cards in a turn can usually just set yourself up for massive success, and Kazaka's golems can definitely pull back the board for you.
Pretty much. Rogue, it's kind of like the good old Alex Rogue that everyone used to love in the Barons. You sometimes just win. And you win because you have this tempo stuff that is a lot of tempo, and you can end up stopping your opponent quite early.
Yeah, no, you said it. Sometimes it just wins, and that's kind of how the way Garrote Rogue works. Is sometimes you can play 10 games and win 8 of them. Sometimes you can play 10 games and win 2 of them.
Yeah,
It's definitely a more polarizing. It 100%. I think the pilot does matter. So we'll have to see how Aquaman does and see if they can pilot their way through what I think is probably a couple unfavorables coming out of the from Desharmo here.
yeah. Now we are not going to see Aquaman's priest. That deck has been banned, which is a bit of a surprise, but I'm not a super shocker.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely I expected honestly the Demon Hunter to
Mm-hmm.
be banned here just from the aggressive lineup that Desharmo does have. Immolation Aura is a heck of a card. And when you
Yeah,
combo that with a Guild Trader, just deal 6 to the board, it really just kind of does what it needs to do, especially with Spell Screen Blast. If earlier we were talking about how the Hunter can push that damage and then close out with spells over the top. Well, just a solid Moarg turn with a Fell Scream can heal for 9 typically on most boards. So, with a little bit of healing that's in this, I think it's going to be a difficult win. I mean, this Demon Hunter, if I'm Aquaman, is probably coming out first and trying to steamroll through.
yeah. I think the lifesteal demon hunter druid is honestly a pretty hard matchup, but the others, priest wins if they have one and only one card, and that card is called Mind Render Lucia, because
Yes.
yeah, time warp. You should
Yeah.
not have time warp. No
Rest
deck
in
should have
peace.
time warp.
Yeah.
Um, we
But
are,
you have to have it, right? You have to
yeah,
have it in your hand, and you have to play it correctly because I mean, if you miss the Demon Hunter hand, dumping some key things, then you might just not win. So it's going to be a very interesting series to see. The priest is going to want that Elucia ASAP into the Demon Hunter, but I mean, I don't see how this Hunter lines into the Demon Hunter successfully.
yeah. I don't like this hunter here. Hunter's also not good. Well, it's okay into rogue. It's actually pretty good into rogue. So maybe the rogue is the dream matchup here. We're going to have to see that because going to be a deck that might struggle a bit. I expect us to see just an opening here of Priest versus Demon Hunter, but that is what we're seeing. Yeah. Something very different is just queuing order is not traditional when you're talking about this format.
Yeah, you're not necessarily bringing. Well, I guess you can just bring the best deck out, but at the same time, um, you're kind of just looking to bring what you're more comfortable with and what you feel has your best opportunity into the lineup. So, you
Yes.
know, as we were talking earlier, Sharmo needed to find the Elucia and, well, finds it. Like, kept opening
Yes.
hand.
On the other
So,
side, Aquaman might have an early boot if he gets a bit lucky with this trade and the spectral side. And
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I'd say I expect him to hold off a little bit. It is a bit of a more awkward turn right now. Just as you can't complete the quest as it goes. The philosophy looking in a great spot right now, but um, the brute is going to go down to a 5 next or to a 1 next turn. So, but that's in using quite a bit of mana. So hopefully Aquaman's looking for a
Hmm.
little bit more card draw to fully discount, get that philosophy down, and that's really the way that Aquaman's looking to lock this game out.
Yeah. I personally would have played the philosophy there so you can try to get a brood out early. With Spectral Sight, Rust-Rot Viper, and hoping you get something good, but I totally agree with this plan as well.
Yeah, especially with cult neophytes, weaving in philosophies a lot of the time are a lot more beneficial than people give
Yes.
conscious to, because really making it an awkward turn for your opponent to do something, 9 times out of 10 is just um, the best way Priest has to just stall the board out a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
Not what Aquaman was looking here for. I wonder if I don't really know what we're looking for. I don't think we ripped the Silidari or anything. We just kind of wait. Maybe glide next turn. I don't know. Ooh, that's a great top deck from Desharmo there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good early card, and you know what it's going to be followed by? Just raise that Elucia.
Yeah, this is kind of why Lucia has been changed, right?
Yes.
This is the board that Aquaman now has to fight through. And Lucia is just going to really lock out, next turn type of deal. Um,
Yeah. And now you could go double Moarg and destroy the 3 minions in the middle, but then you still I don't know, you're still just going to face a raise dead into a bunch of stuff into Lucia the turn after.
Yeah, I don't think we need to pull the trigger on this Moarg turn yet, just because we haven't taken that much damage. I mean, if you're pulling that, you are healing for quite a bit. There's a spectral sight, but also a glide. So Aquaman has a decision to make. He's seen cards kept from the mulligan. I wonder if he wants to shuffle them back, give the additional card to Desharmo, or just go for the spectral of his own.
I don't think you super go for the glide. I think you want to
Oh,
clear a bit specifically for the risk that we were talking about.
it's only going to deal 6, right?
Now this is 8 with 3 of them.
8, right. Yeah, it gets tripled. So able to take care of that. And now, I mean, now there's Moargs on board that Desharmo's going to have to respect.
Yeah,
You can't
these are
leave these up.
minions.
Yeah.
They're annoying. I did want to see that raise dead though.
Yeah, I think
Before.
all right. Ooh, gets the trader and actually the tour guide as well. So
Yeah. Now Aquaman can just go for a glide here. It's a pretty safe glide turn.
yeah, can definitely go for the glide. Complete part 2. Gonna leave double Moargs up here, and there's the second one, so that one has to stay in hand. We have nothing left if we're choosing to go for the Il'gynoth, but I feel like a lot of the time this matchup is just
Yeah.
survive and immolation or a picked up is deadly in this situation.
Yeah, that Immora, you can clear if you need to. You might not. You could also just get a Dreadlord's Bite out of Illidari Studies, and that would probably be game.
Oh, there's another philosophy. A Kurtrus is an interesting choice as well, just to fight for the board. It's very easily outcastable as well.
Yes.
Next turn, you're pretty much playing everything on your left hand. I expect to see, Guild Trader trade it in and then Immo Aura come down here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also very good, but I don't know if we want to rip it.
Now, do you clear the board with that Ironbound Brood or Irebound?
Oh, but I feel like you have to Immo Aura first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he disagrees with us, but no, I think this is fine. You don't need to first if you're just not going to do it, and say, I don't think you can get past this minion.
Yeah, that's also you have seen the singular raise dead already from Deshamo. So you kind of have you've seen one raise dead minion as well, so you have a pretty good understanding of what's in the hand.
Yes.
I think he knows that the Elucia is in hand as well, just
Yeah.
based off of the way Deshamo is playing. And I mean, all of these minions trading in here, and we're just gonna see a pass.
Yeah. And you can just go face an Immora. That would clear the whole board, leave them with a
Oh, that's
5/6.
17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 damage right now for Aquaman, with the Void Touched Attendant left up. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. I'm never one to hate just going face a lot and then hit something's face and then play that Immora. Or trade one of the Morgs so your Kurtrus is protected.
Yeah, this protects Kurtrus, leaves it on the board, and actually allows a little bit more damage to be pushed towards the Sharmo as well. Pushing it a
Yeah.
12 instead of the regular 10. And ooh, Benedictus is not what you want to be seeing here. At
No,
least she was great, but
so you can Morg Elucia. That clears. But then your opponent is just going to play Benedictus.
yeah, the second Moarch should probably come down if we're gonna play the
Yes.
Immo Aura.
Yeah. You do want to make sure your opponent doesn't have the resources. Um,
Okay, just gonna go for the Mind Spike instead.
I guess.
Yeah, it's just it allows Aquaman to have an additional minion, and I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
just Benedictus and Shepherd's gonna hold the swing so he doesn't waste the draw on nothing. And ooh, okay.
Now you could get another Lucia.
Well, everything here is very playable, and the third traveling merchant that Aquaman is gonna have to deal with.
Yeah. At the same time, you're so close to lethal. You're literally 2 damage off.
Yeah. And there's nothing in the deck. A double jump.
No?
No, I really don't think there's much direct damage in the deck, right? It's just pretty much unless we can find like an Il'gynoth with a Fell Screen, but outside of that, there's really not a whole ton of direct damage right now.
There's really not. You might get like what I would be looking for is just another Fell Scream Blast, so you can go Guild Trader Morg Fell Scream.
Yeah. Yeah, just see what this draw is first.
Spectral
Spectral. So we're
Solid.
able to complete quest if we really want to, if we want to be a bit safer. Peddler pickup's kind of upsetting. I feel like you might.
Do
All right,
finish.
well, Kurtrus is in hands.
Yeah. You can kill the 4/5 and then even kill the 1/3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we have to kill pretty much everything here.
Yeah, I
I do
agree.
like just the guild trader being played. Um, oh, are we okay? Good. Whew.
Yeah, I'm not too sure you can win in a single turn, so I would make sure that card dies.
Yeah, giving priest any more opportunity to get back into this game is probably the worst. You've seen both raised deads come down. You've seen all the minions from
Yeah.
those raised deads, and I mean, Desharmo got very close here, with what seemed to be an unsurmountable with an early brute, was able to push through and,
Hmm.
find the Elucia on a turn. Maybe not how Elucia is typically used, but a discounted Il'gynoth. And there's a Fell Scream, so
That's lethal.
uh that is just lethal.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah, with the Guild Trader on board, that's still just the amount of damage required.
Yeah. And Desharmo's priest loses to the Demon Hunter. You now have Desharmo just with that Hunter. So how is Aggro Hunter going to beat this deck? I was actually scrimming this exact matchup with Justin last night, and HS Replay holds it at a 50-50. I'm not as sure, but we're going to see.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much, does the Demon Hunter, not get these Fell Screen blasts as we see in the hand? Do they not have those big clear with the healing turns? And, is Hunter able just to go absolutely fast enough that it can close the game out? Because Demon Hunter has some of the best ways to fight back right now with AoE board clears, with the brutes coming down early, and just, the card draw to support the quest.
Yes. Yeah. Setting up the stream here to make sure everything's set in the stream is correct. Okay. Now, the Felmaw actually is a big difference. Having it early
Yeah.
means you're going to be able to do a lot with it in this matchup.
Yeah, there's a lot of constant pressure, and I mean, Desharmo knows there's no easy way for this Felmont to be dealt with once it finally, becomes undormant, or I guess active.
Yes, and there's such a high chance it goes face. It's just very likely unless they have an early brute, which, contrary to popular belief, doesn't happen every game, just fairly frequently.
Yeah, as uh it's kind of one of those I guess it's the what I'm trying to think of here. I guess the confirmation bias. Oh, it hit me in the face. It always goes face, or
Yes.
they always have brute. They must have. They always have brute. So that's the best deck because they always have brute. But wow, that's
Yeah.
a pickup. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
god. That spectral side. You
I wonder.
you have to trade the peddler in.
I was just curious to see if you didn't want to trade the peddler, if you rather just rip the double jump there and guarantee yourself getting an outcast card discounted.
Sure.
Discounting a second spectral there, or even discounting, we see the glide in hand, but it could have been a spectral there. Actually, not running the sigil runners is
Hmm.
this deck from Aquaman. So, maybe the proper way with the double jump, pulling something unplayable there, or at least not something we didn't want discounted.
Sure. Yeah, I think I agree. I don't think you necessarily needed something there, and I think the trading was fine because you also don't care that much about discounting the peddler.
Yeah. Oh, double Moarg discounted. Okay.
Now, all you need is either discover one of the lifesteal cards, which doesn't happen, or just the spectral side, hoping to draw brute if you play it this turn.
And well, finds the fell screen blast with the trader. So I mean, Desharma's going to be able to push quite a bit of damage here, but it's going to be a tough one for him after he sees
Yes.
basically the best clear that Aquaman could hope for. It is going to come down a little bit later, but
Yeah, but what about Neophyte? I really like this Neophyte.
yeah, Neophyte is picked. Yeah, it's going to delay it. I mean, we couldn't do it next turn. Does this set up It will set up a lethal.
Yeah. Now you can't play Trader. You can go double Moarg if you want.
Yeah,
That
you
is,
still can double Moarg into the Fell, but that would be both of our. Oh, we don't have the mana to copy.
no. You're going to have to lose both of your Morgs if you want to go that route. Your healing is going to be very limited from now on.
Now, is this a game where you just have to make that decision? I'm not winning through this combo. I need to stay alive now, or do you try to, hedge your bets on? You could take the trade on the guild trader, see what you get. Maybe you pull an Immo aura or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, deal 4 clears the board, doesn't give you the heal, and you could trade into the Felma.
Sure. I personally think you go double Morg Fellscream. I think you have to, as much as I hate it. I do really hate it. But I think it's the only thing you can do at this point.
Yeah, you pretty much heal the full. Uh, Essentially delete the best minions. DeSharmo did do a very good job here at keeping, minions separate from each other.
Yes.
All right, goes for the 4. Trade into
Now,
the wriggling.
Desharmo really needs a Rhino. A Tundra Rhino, or not Tundra Rhino, I forget the name of the Rhino.
Stampeding Rhino.
Stampeding Rhino. That would be completely bonkers right now. But even then, you can just aim shot their guy to make sure they don't have a Morg, hit it with a weapon, and then go face for 6. Or 7, even.
Yeah, I kind of just like continue. I mean, leaving a Moark up is pretty scary, but you just saw a pretty awkward turn for Aquaman, so you might have a little bit of a read on his hand. And if I'm DeSharmo, I don't know when I'm going to get this chance to push as much damage as I possibly can right now.
Yeah, given that you have the true aim though, I think this is a good play. Just making sure you get the board, you have a quick shot to draw a card next turn, you have a buffed hero power. Your opponent has not finished the quest and played the reward yet, but they are going to get a skull if they want to.
I mean, Skull in this deck it's good, but I mean, you're using all your mana to really draw cards that they might be playable, but they're not really impactful right now. And Desharmo's just gonna have lethal if we don't find any healing.
Yeah. Now, when did you think we were going to say skull was not a very playable card?
Right? I mean, look, like this is the case. I mean, the double jump is great. It's gonna be able to complete the quest. But
Yeah,
Tuskpiercer, a
but then you're
persistent
dead.
peddler, yeah, you're just sad.
Yeah, like, this is great, but now your opponent hits you for I don't even know how much, and you're dead.
I guess the best outcome there would have been brutes being found, but with this quick shot, hero power, 8 off the board, it's just lethal in so many different ways.
Yes, that's true. And Desharmo does get to go through to our best words right now because this is a tournament stream. Game number 3.
Game 3. Yeah, that's a weird one to roll off the tongue, but
Right?
you know, rolls off regardless. Well, we're gonna see Rogue and we're gonna see Hunter. I kind of
Yeah,
like the Hunter in this situation.
I
Oh,
don't disagree.
like I don't think Rogue can survive the onslaught that Hunter is really going to be able to push through.
Yeah, Rogue is not that bad into Aggro Priest, but honestly, it's not great into Hunter. Hunter has a lot of cards that deal very well with what Rogue does. But
Yeah, you want to play like applies plunder down on a turn or something like that. Well, I'm just gonna run a Stampeding Rhino. Oh, you want to give your field contact Divine Shield? Well, let me just wound pray it real quick and remove it and the Divine Shield. It's just it's pretty insane the amount of, early game removal, and wow, what a hand from Desharmo. This is an this
right?
is an outrageous. Oh, see, if I'm Desharmo there, it's coin adorable because then you can play the wriggling on turn 2.
Oh no, I think you hold it so your opponent plays efficient Octobot.
But you don't like it's a clean trade, but now I guess you get the coin out anyway into the adorable wriggling. I just like having the extra 2/2 damage
Oh,
pushing through.
I don't even think you need the adorable wriggling. I think you might just go adorable into weapon.
You'd still proc the Octo. The adorable would actually be able to
No, because this would
kill
be a
the
force.
efficient.
Oh yeah, you would. That's right.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah,
actually be
you
able to
can
kill
force
the
it.
efficient without the frenzy proc. So,
You're right.
um,
Yeah, that was a mismath by or a miss interaction, something like that.
I do like the fact that you said, hold back the wriggling because it does bait out that Octobot, and then this 5/3 just smashes into it. Now your
Yes.
Octo, from Aquaman's side, he's just gonna have to play the Octo and proc it in the same turn, which typically if we didn't see that Octo come down on two, that was more likely the play that we were gonna see regardless.
Yeah. And now you can double. Whoa. Now this is a pretty good turn. You can kill both of
Uh
their minions.
that's only two cards. Yeah, but I mean we're leaving up this.
We're leaving up a 2-1.
Oh no, he's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit it with his face.
Oh yeah. No, you don't leave anything up.
Yeah. Shadow Step, massive pickup there, being able to clear off that great start that the Intrepid was getting onto. I mean, the Shadow still has quite a bit in hand.
Yes.
True Crescent with Neophyte here is just gonna stall out if he chooses to play it. Um, but probably gonna choose to play. I kind of like holding Neophytes on turns that you expect them to, really ramp off.
I agree. Um, I would
But
kind of have wanted the Neophyte here, just so I would have gone Demon Companion Marcel Cub myself, but I can understand what Desharmo did.
yeah, at the end of the day, you have to pressure, and this is definitely a little bit more pressure. Asking Fireball. Wow, these are some choices. Do we go defensive or do we just want to hit him in the face?
I think Shooting Star is really good. I just want to take
Yeah,
that Shooting Star. It's a good
but
defensive option. They're not looking super great.
but look at that Fireball, Lotus. Look at the Fireball.
I
It's
know.
golden.
I
They're all
know.
golden, but
Um, oh, they do go
yes,
for the fireball.
fantastic.
Fair.
I love it.
I have
I
no
love it.
complaints here, but you do need a way to clear that 1-4 right now.
Yeah, you don't want any more discounts than necessary coming down. A second tracking. Oof, that's a bad.
Yeah. Um,
I guess do you go Wopeltinger and hope you get I was gonna say hope you get Refa and then hit with the True Crescent.
I
Well, this
guess.
does clear the Octo? No, okay.
No.
Yeah, it's a great turn. Yeah, Octo's gonna be oh man, Penflinger too. So he can actually trade the Octo in a discount, play both of these and the Swindle if he chooses, or just get the discount on the two coming from the Swindle. I
Yes.
think is fine as well.
Yeah, I would just go that way. It's so hard for Hunter to remove stealth minions as well. You can just leave a stealth flinger.
Oh man, outside of a field contact right now. Oh boy.
Yeah, but there's a Shroud. It's really easy for
Yeah,
Shroud to get that field contact that we're looking for.
this is a hand that has some gas.
Yeah, Aquaman is looking really hot here. I would not want to be in Desharmo's shoes right now.
I guess Aquaman is choosing if he wants to go with this like Penflinger Brain Freeze turn and clear the board up a little bit. You could clear off two minions, plus you could trade your Wand Thief into one of the 1/1s and just pretty much stabilize the board. I don't mind.
Um,
Oh, okay.
I don't like killing your own one thief when you could have a 1-1 at the end, but I understand why. It's mostly not to give them Rhino procs.
Or piercing shot in that matter, right?
Yeah,
Oh, there's the Rhino. Now here's a question: piercing or Rhino?
I think Rhino for next turn, but Desharmo does not think I'm right.
I like piercing because you can do it against your own minions. Um,
Yeah, I
and it's
guess.
this it's typically the same amount of damage. If not, it's pretty much always what you want it to be. All right, do we get the contact? Doesn't get the
No
contact.
contact. But there's a
All
one thief.
right. Eh, Incanners? No. Ruined Orb.
Rundorb is always insane. It's such a good card.
More damage. Able to, maybe find card draw, maybe looking for a I don't even know what we'd be looking for. Could look for the secret, but you're always taking damage typically.
Yeah,
Oh, he's gonna shuffle the Garrots a little bit earlier.
I think this is fine. You're just saying, I'm not going to win through OTK. I don't need it. I'm going to win through tempo.
Yeah, just through damage over time, really.
Yeah, like, really, if you're looking at it to the Hunter, you're losing in 2 turns right now.
Yeah, these are tutus that are just gonna continuously press the board. Intrepid's gonna be okay. Oh, we did not play it.
Interesting choice. I did want to slam a minion. I think that's completely fine.
Yeah, just make him have to respect the minion.
Yes.
Man, no contacts. Wonder if there's contacts in the deck.
We did see one out of the, what's the name? The
Yeah,
secret
no.
passage.
Yeah, definitely gonna be contacts in the deck as the brackets choose. I just Kazakis. I interesting because we could have went for the 1 mana +1/+1.
Hmm.
Oh,
Now, here's the thing. If you're Aquaman, you're kind of thinking there's a good chance this is Rhino.
right. Do
Do
you want to
you ever
savory
take the
it?
delight?
You could. But I guess the question is, did he want? But then you might delight your Kazakis, or like, do you try to delight your Golem?
I think you go Neophyte into Delight and say, I'm fine losing Kazakus, I'm winning next turn, and I'm fireballing your face.
You could Kazakis Neophyte and then Savory and play the 3/3 and just kind of surrender the fact that you might lose it. Okay, yeah. So Water Moccasin. There's one I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
that's a card that exists.
Wow, Skulker picked up for Aquaman is insane.
Yeah, that is not what Desharmo needed, though.
No, that's gonna be
Desharmo
it.
needed the Rhino, and it never came out.
Yeah, just trying to push as much as possible to face. Gonna hit him with the fireball off the top.
Yeah, but that was not enough, and with that, our first match is over. Aquaman 575 takes it over Desharmo. That was a hot series.
Yeah, that was a nice back and forth. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I mean, it shows the power of that Hunter still has, right? It can really, I mean, Deshama was definitely not out in any of those games. Definitely had the opportunities to continue to push and really showed the power of Hunter on the early starts versus the Demon Hunter, and even, showed the fact that in a rogue matchup when you kind of have the best draw possibly can, you can still just almost get there.
Mhm. That's true. Now, this was a really strong showing for some of the decks. I honestly was surprised with the performance of Hunter. Not gonna lie, I'm more hopeful that Hunter comes back, especially if it can come back with some rats, because that would be so much fun.
Face Hunter is always going to find a way, Lotus. There's no meta that Face Hunter won't be a deck, right? It's just kind of the way that it works. It's just yeah, I mean that's just kind of how it is. Face Hunter is that deck that it's that thorn in your side. It's the popcorn kernel on the back of your teeth. It's always around there, and when you least expect it, it comes back out.
We are going to hop to our next, or not our next match, but we're going to hop to watch Damon a little bit, who is facing against your daddy at game 3. Oh, we might not
My
even have time
daddy.
to hop. Um, Actually, there's no time to hot. We're going to follow Yo Daddy next game. Um, I am sorry, Damon.
Oh, did you take it?
Um, so Yo Daddy is going to be in our next match, and we are going to be watching Yo Daddy versus. Let me tell you all who Yo Daddy is facing.
It should be
Oddlaw.
Oddlaw. Yeah. So, uh, two of the newer individuals that we touched on earlier in the show. Um,
Yes.
I don't personally know very well. Lotus didn't really have too much either, but we're happy to see them coming into the semifinal or into the quarterfinals here. It's great to see two individuals that might not have made a mark yet, and doing very well. Even Aquaman has made it through over to Sharma there. So Fertile fighting for what's left of the well-known crew.
Yeah. Um, Interesting. It's cool to see a tourney where things are not going as we expect. I don't mind. I love seeing new people just triumph in THL.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's always good to, I guess maybe it's to be, kept in check, as it were. you know,
yes.
um, really just showing that, Hearthstone in general is just such a wide variety here of games to be played.
hmm I'm just telling
And
them to add the two of us. I'm doing a bit of administrative stuff. In the
yeah, no
meanwhile,
worries.
Corridon, do you want to do our Twitch Prime advertisement?
Oh man, I don't have it in front of me, but I could certainly wing it.
Just wing it. Just go for it. I can't do wrong,
Uh,
so just wing it.
I don't think anyone could be wrong. We hope you're enjoying the stream here. This is Maniac Monday. We put community tournaments like this on every second Monday, so we won't be seeing you again for about 2 weeks. But every Monday we do have around the saloon that goes on, and with every other show, you've got Heart Center on Tuesdays, Wild Wednesdays. You've got
Well, not Wild
the
Wednesdays. Tavern Talk, right?
Tavern Talk on Wednesdays, and Wild Wednesday sounds so much better. But either way,
Yes.
all of the
Wild
matches on
Thursdays. We do have Wild
Wild
now.
Thursdays, and then all of your streamed matches on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So if you like what you see, we'd love to see if you've got Prime sub to able, Amazon Prime. If you've got that free Prime, we'd love to see you hit the button, stay around. It helps us put on community tournaments like this. And we
Yes.
can continue. There are more scheduled for the weeks to go. So if you're not in the Discord, definitely jump into the Discord. Um, Introduce yourself to the community. We put on different series. We have LHS. We've got a Legacy, which is a closed format conquest. We also have Pro, which is an open. And if you're a Wild fanatic, we also have two Wild leagues. If you're an EU, then we have an EU one. And if you are a North American, we also have North American. And last but not least, Battlegrounds. Not something that we typically have right now, but we're coming into the last season or the last week. Playoffs are starting after this one, so if you're a Battlegrounds fan, then definitely come check us out.
Yeah, I agree. So since we're talking for new people where we're getting the next match set up, Corridon, what is your favorite series?
Ooh, you know, I definitely think I like closed deck list formats the most. Personally, I like the ability to, if you see the classes from your opponent, have the, strategy to try and change and see what goes against it. But I really do think I like Last Hero Standing of the utmost. Just being able to play a
Mm,
deck and sweep, two or three times. Not even sweep, just play it to the utmost highest capability that deck can be played to. I think it shows, the difference between a good like rogue player, for instance, and a great rogue player. It
sure.
really gives people who know a class inside and out an advantage in formats where I think if you can really abuse a class in the system that it has brought, you've got yourself a a very strong lineup because people will have to respect that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about yourself, Lotus? You a last hero standing fan, or are you more into the legacy side of things?
I'm actually way more of a hero player than I am in other series. It's my favorite series. It's always been. I'm not even playing Legacy right now.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just so much fun. I like it a lot. It does differ, especially in polarized metas. I love Hero so much. You can do so much crazy stuff in Hero. I don't know. It's also the only series I have a win in, so maybe that adds to it. I don't know. You could say I'm biased. I'm always biased, but
Well,
try my
yeah, a
best
little
not
bit of
to be.
biased. A little biased there, but that's fine. Winning is always great. I like me. I'm doing fairly well in Hero this year, so maybe that's where my bias is coming from as well.
Yes. Um, do we have their bands yet?
I am just constantly refreshing over
We
here.
do.
We do.
We're not going to
No
see
surprise.
shamans.
No. Actually, that's it. It's an
Shocker or no?
interesting. Yeah, from Oddlaw, I think that's a big shocker. Um,
Yeah,
Not
the
so much from Yo
mage.
Daddy. Yeah, he has the mage, right? And he's got he's got DH.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. I'm never going to say a shaman ban is wrong because shaman is one of the best decks out there, regardless of matchups. It can sometimes just win. I understand it from Yo Daddy side of things. He's got the um, the aggro druid, um, and actually is running more of a fell DH than the opponent is running the death rattle or the OTK brutes. So it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This demon hunter is definitely going to have to find the druid for Oddlaw, and on the other side, I mean, this mage could struggle for Oddlaw. Sometimes Jace just kind of finds a way to deal, 20 in a game if Oddlaw or Yo Daddy is able to just constantly play all of these fell cards and fell spells and then replay them.
Yes. Yeah. I think we can give them the green light. Telling them to start whenever they're ready. Yeah, it's interesting
Yeah.
that we're going to see a different Demon Hunter deck now. Um, Jace, Jace can do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Jace can, if you have an Eldachi Warblade locked up and you play your Jace, you can heal for literally 30. Like you can heal for so much. Not only that, um, Jace just demolishes aggro decks. So we're not going to see, Chase use to the full potential with recasting Immo auras and things like that. But Fell Barrage is going just to the face. That's a 4 extra damage off of it. You play both of them, that's another 8 damage. And then you Jace
Yes.
them. Well, that's 16 damage just from Fell
Yeah.
Barrages. That's not even counting your Chaos Strikes. That's not even counting your the furies if they're cast at the level 5 or level 10. So
Yes.
what I am interested to see is that there's no metamorphosis in the deck for Yo Daddy.
No. Is there? And there's no Zai either. I love Zai as a card in this deck. It's just such a fun card.
As Zai is just able to reproduce so many of those fell spells,
Yeah. Or
and
Jace.
just or just reproduce a Jace as well. Yeah, you're right. So I think it's probably as fun as it is, it's probably the 29th, 30th card that is
Yes.
typically cut. Um,
Yeah.
but no, it is a hilariously fun card. I agree with you there.
Yeah. I'm curious what we're going to see. Any guesses on what's going to be our first match?
I think it's Mage, maybe, but I could be incorrect.
See. Let's see if we can go in. Oh, I just need to.
Oh, I have a spectator bug, so I'm just gonna back out here. I think I might have got in during a very unopportune time. So,
That can happen.
uh,
I'm just waiting for
yeah,
Yo Daddy to let me spec, and then we will begin.
yes, I am currently in on Odd Law right now.
Okay.
There we go. Yo, Daddy is now up. All right. So first couple turns here. Yo Daddy actually just throwing out. He's got Cult Neophytes, the Lightning Blooms. Um, actually popped the coin. Oddlaw did in order to deal with a little bit of early aggression coming out for Yo Daddy.
Mm-hmm. And this is quite an interesting early curve. The Demon Hunter is not able to do what it wants and just get a very early quest done.
Yeah, the card draw is a bit, you know, awkward right now for Oddlaw, but there is quite a bit to do in the next few turns, and now we're just going to see an Arbor up here, and this Argent Squire sticking around is just going to be a pain to deal with.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you stop this? You have literally 2 turns, and you need Morg or you need a discounted. I forget that card's name. The one that draws the spell damage card. You need something to be able to heal a lot.
Oh, the Guild Trader.
The Guild Trader, but that's not happening anytime soon. It seems.
No, yeah, it's very far away. I mean, it it might break somebody's heart to say, but I really liked seeing the 4/3 come onto the board there and just trying to fight. You've got a lot of card draw with the acrobatics and the glide. I really
Yes.
like the 4/3 coming down and trying to survive.
Yeah. Now you can adorable to just put a bunch of 1/1s and protect a 5/4 and a 4/3. Just make sure they're separate. Um,
Oh
that is the
man, yeah.
wrong one to target. I just think positioning here is a little bit awkward into Fellscreen Blast, and you could have put 2/1/1s in the middle.
It'll always spawn that one on the far, does it not, or
Yeah,
does it spawn it beside it?
but I think you needed to adorable the 4/3. I could be wrong though. That's just a
Yeah, I double jump is. I mean, we can't even get the Guild Trader and this Fell Screen Blast out in the same turn if we find it. We could glide into some brutes. That's really all I'm seeing right now.
yeah. I am not liking this hand. It's just nothing.
Yeah, it's this is sometimes this is how it feels, but I don't even think the brutes are playable if we find them.
No, we would
We've
need
only drawn
something.
5 cards. Illidari is just nothing playable.
No, and this
We're
seems to be it. Yeah, that's how Druid sometimes works.
a little bit of an interest, like more of an interesting druid deck as well. Runs the lightning blooms, the Murloc tiny fins, death imps. It's really just a get 'em druid.
Yes.
Looking to play things for cheap, hit a composting down, massively draw through, and it it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just looks like Shadow Priest, does it not?
Yeah, it's. I was going to say we even saw a Voracious Reader. That's just
Yeah.
Shadow Priest.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
Druid.
voracious reader. That's a traveling merchant. I mean, this is Shadow Priest,
Yeah, but in Druid, it's like,
Shadow Druid. Yeah,
yeah, you even cut the taunt package.
yeah. This is straight up aggro Druid. There are like the Oracle is really and composting is pretty much the only similarities that it has. Like
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting bring by Yo Daddy and build. I do like it, and Oddlaw is going to keep the fire sale just because they know what an absolute explosive turn that they might have to
Yes.
deal with.
Yeah. Now that peasant is not going to be as pleasant as it seems.
Mm.
Ah, see what you did there? What I did there?
Hey.
Yeah, that was awful, but I tried. Now we do have Argent Squire still sticking, and now they're 2/2 ones. Probably just going to either Ruined Orb the Peasant, or Ping the Peasant. You can't let your opponent draw.
Yeah, I think Rundorp, get the quest popping a little bit faster and Devolving Flurry. Oh, Flurry's really good here, but First Flame is insane.
Yeah, First Flame is just kind of
Oh man,
perfect.
Flurry and Flame are really where I'm looking at, but yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty decent draw there. So composting can actually come down here. It's gonna, hit 3 minions, so that's not the worst in the worst case.
No, and you can give your Argent Squire just +1/+1.
Yeah, just make it even stickier, but all right, gonna elect to go for I guess the easier minion to kill,
Mm-hmm.
and first flame is picked up. Ooh, ice barrier.
So you could First Flame and Ice Barrier this turn.
Yeah, I just kind of want to save the coin for the refreshing turn, but
And you do have Fire Sale for next turn as well, so you might just kill the 1/1 or remove the
oh, this
Divine
is a
Shield.
quest actually. I didn't realize how far along on the quest he was.
Yes. Yeah, this is the first stage done.
Yeah, gonna be able to draw a card, hoping for that's
Not that.
damage, but it's probably not what you want. I didn't realize actually, Oddlaw is running one Spice Bread Baker in the deck, just to help with a little bit
Interesting.
of healing. Yeah,
So
just
expecting a lot
realized
of
that.
aggro. Now,
All right, Ice Barrier.
Aggro Druid is a very different deck in the sense that healing isn't as important as removal because it's a very board based deck. It has no reach, really.
Yeah, I mean, other than the hero, outside of the hero power, and if there's a weird like a pounce or a moon amulet, but as we can see from Yo Daddy's deck, there is nothing of the sort in this
No?
one. So what you see is what you get.
Yeah, now you could see a Marcel Club, or you will see a Marcel Club into composting, into
Yeah,
hero
and
power.
so much, so much card draw.
Yeah, not as much as you can get out of composting sometimes, but it is pretty good. It's still 2 mana, draw 3 in the end.
All right, well, there's the Sprite Bedmaker. So this refreshing spring water is a guarantee. Um, Actually, there is still one Wand Thief, I believe, in the deck. So all right. Doesn't hit the unfortunate. That's very nice to see. And going to be able to um, complete part 2 if they
Yeah,
so choose.
I kind of want to see that Primordial Studies and the Flurry being played this turn. And then the Hot Streak, and then just directly go into Fire. But that way you make sure you finish the quest this turn.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to play the fire spell because
No,
we
you
did
don't.
play the first flame. So, all right, got the 50, or I guess the 33% chance there.
Yeah?
Oh wow, Brain Freeze is a insane pickup right now.
Yeah, I kind of like that combustion, but this is also fine. This is a way to just make sure your problem is kind of gone. You're not going to have that 6/4 drawing, and especially that 1/1 drawing 2. And next turn
Yeah,
the
that
quest is done.
that really hinders the card draw here. Ooh, but Oracle is picked up. Going to be able to summon double vibrant squirrels.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Do you need to care?
Well, if Oddlock pops that on this turn, I mean, it could flood the board into, and we've been seeing one card held here. Oddlock might assume that that's the Arbor up, so popping the squirrels and then having the board just kind of refill with the acorns can be a bit troublesome.
Yeah. I don't know why that hot streak was played first, but this is fine. Um,
Yeah, maybe I think maybe didn't realize that it was a frost belly, or yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
No.
The order doesn't really affect, the oracle is still gone. Um,
Yeah.
and we are drawing from the bottom of the deck for Yo Daddy. We are in top deck territory.
Yes. Sow the Soil isn't a bad card, but it's not what you're looking for here. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's completely reasonable from Yo Daddy there.
Yeah, this was a do you have fire sale game, which this kind of aggro deck kind of does. It's do you have the perfect removal to what I just did? And if you do, great. If you don't, yes, I win. And that's what
Yeah,
we
and
saw.
I mean, Fire Sale wasn't even the most perfect clear in that situation because it did leave up, two kind of awkward minions, but it was just enough to pull the mage ahead there. So we're gonna see this Fell DH coming into the mage.
Yeah, that's a matchup I wanted to see. I kind of like this match a lot because the Fel DH has some really interesting decisions of whether you want to play minions or not. Most of the time, the answer is no. You just want to hit their face. Except for Jace, you do want to play Jace.
Yeah, I mean, and really, you're just playing Jace to end the game. So, talented Arcanists are held, Artificers are held, Fell Gorgers. Like, so much in this deck are going to be held back by Yo Daddy just to try and slow down. Because really, the only cards that when you look into the deck for Oddlaw, the ice barriers outside of, pigging your own Wand Thief or the Spice Bread Baker.
Hmm. And there's no one maker. The one makers can make a huge difference in exactly this kind of matchup because they give you something you can destroy your own stuff with. You can just cast frost spells on one makers. You can just or one thieves, not one makers. Sorry, they're just two similar names.
Yeah, very close to. But there's another card picked up off of the Enchanter's Flow. Um, you know,
Yeah,
wow. That's how much respect Yo Daddy has for not wanting to allow Oddlaw to complete this quest. It's just Immo Aura's the Crimson Sigil Runner.
and you know what? I really respect that play.
Absolutely. I mean, we're just gonna play this Felgor, but
Yeah,
it kind of makes what we did last turn a little bit. I do respect it. I understand that it's a
yeah.
necessary evil, but if this was the chance we were going to take, maybe we hold the Crimson Sigil Runner and do it all together. Um,
Um, I
but
really hate this fire sale if it is played for
oh,
damage. Okay, it's trade.
okay, Woof. Yeah, I was about to say that's a tough one. Gonna be
Yeah,
able to complete here, but hot streak is. I kind of think I want to see the hot streak, see what we draw.
I
If
agree.
you get the ignite or something, you don't have to fire this fireball off.
I kind of want to see that flurry again. Just, I can dump this. You can't do too much about it. Just flurry into AI, I think looks really good. And worst
Yeah,
case, you
and
fireball their face.
you can get part two done here if he wants to chuck the coin.
Yeah,
Oh, he can just get part two done actually.
yeah. I would draw first. Just generally good principle, but this is fine. On getting that AI, making sure the quest is done. I would honestly
Yeah.
even play the first flame.
Ooh, there's fireball. Yeah, no, exactly. You want to get this procs off as much as possible.
Yes. Like right now,
As
yes, the Demon Hunter can heal. They can go more Chaos Leech, but you're almost done with your quest and it is turn 5. You're going to be done.
Yeah, Odla actually passed up on a frost spell there, the frost secret. So um
Yeah.
I know Fireball's great for damage, but if you can't complete your quest, whereas we're sitting in hand with, we've used both flurries. We are looking and praying for Frost Barrier at this point. Burning
Yeah.
Water can get us closer.
That really helps.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we can just draw for free 2 cards,
He
and
gets it.
there's the
All
brain
right.
freeze.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
should
goodness.
play First Flame first so you can finish the quest.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally finish the quest this turn. Isn't that crazy?
You
That's
can
going to be.
finish it and play Dawn Grasp.
Yeah, you can go Dawn Grasp this turn just with. I would just go Primordial Studies, but you can Rune Orb if you would like.
Yeah, Rune Orb I think would have been a lot better for just the damage aspect.
Yeah.
Pushing an additional 5 is just too good.
Yes. Can I remind you that this is turn 5?
Oh, this is slow.
Right?
This is slow for a mage. Come on, he's way behind the schedule.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, there's a lot in Yo Daddy's hand that's just kind of awkward. We're gonna see Artificer is gonna be able to clear off the Dawn Grasp here. I mean, it's just kind of dagger in the heart at this point. We do have the Cram Session in hand. Massive Cthulhu for later on. Another Fireball. There's the Ice Barrier. I mean, youch.
Yeah, I kind of just want to Primordial Studies first because I can. Like, just Primordial Studies to get more draw. Why not? Get that lab partner down.
Yeah, Lab Partner's free. Just got to be
Just,
careful you don't overdraw yourself.
yeah. Go Primordial Studies again. You can even play that First Flame. Just do
Do,
everything.
do you want more card draw?
Sure.
I kind of like the Imprisoned Phoenix. Let it pop off a couple turns after and deal a little more
Oh,
damage.
I don't think the game lasts that long.
Oh wow, we are just okay. Well, if we're gonna rip the Fireball, I maybe just like going with the other lab partner then. But
I agree.
I definitely thought we would have seen a Cram Session there. But you know, this is a Mask of Cthulhu, and if there's nothing played or healing, which I'm assuming we're gonna see the Chaos Leech. Oh no, we Scald.
No, we really need
Aldachi.
some kind of Eldrachi. Yeah, there is none.
Oh, there's none, and that's lethal.
That is lethal with that Mask of Cthulhu. I don't love this play, but it is paying off.
Oh, do it. I believe in you. I mean, it's such an awkward play to, yeah, no. It's such a difficult thing to play around. You're never going to assume there's a Mask of Cthulhu, but even at 13, you can pretty much guarantee that you're dead. Well,
Yeah,
Outlaw is pushing that mage through.
right? Just getting through to the finals. The Mage gets to the finals in what we expected to be a very aggro-focused tourney.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest key thing is the mage got the win into the druid. So um, I definitely thought that was going to be a struggle, but in finding the freezes when needed, finding the fire sale when needed, and mage is one of these these classes that even with the nerfs coming out to uh, warlock and shaman, which are kind of the better matchups for quest mage, it still just finds a way to continue to dominate.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think it can dominate into Aquaman's lineup? Why don't you remind us what Aquaman's lineup is since we're going to see Aquaman in the finals, Corridon, while I set up the stream?
Yeah. Aquaman taking Turtle down in a 2-0 fight. So we're going to see Aquaman coming back with that Garrote Rogue, the Shadow Priest, and also going to see the mirror match, what I would assume, in the Demon Hunter matchup, which is the Brute OTK version from both of our combatants. So it's going to be an interesting fight, that's for sure. The mage is going to have a tough time. I mean, that's why you bring priest. I think it's one of the 50-50s. If priest can pop off on certain turns and push a lot more damage,
Mm-hmm.
then the mage really doesn't have a chance. But if the mage can, slow down the game, find the first flames, find the freezes,
Sure.
find ways to deal with the boards, as you said earlier, Lotus, find the fire sale. If you can get the fire sale, it's just really about who misses what. Does the
Yes.
priest miss the raised dead? Does the mage miss their board clears?
Yeah, and they just can do a lot. Like Priest miss their Priest can a lot of times get their aggro start and then just ping down the mage 2 turns in a row without proccing Ice Barrier. So I don't love this matchup from the mage side, but we can always see mage high roll like we did last game. Mage is a very
Yeah.
high rolly class right now.
And Oddlaw does have the spicy bread tech of the spicy bread baker. So, if Aquaman sets Oddlaw down to a certain percentage and just says, I've got a lethal in hand, and that spicy bread baker comes down, it's something Aquaman is going to have to remember and constantly play through in the back of their mind.
Yeah. Now we're going into a really hot match. We're just giving them a little bit to prepare. These are our grand finals: Oddlaw versus Aquaman. This is exciting. As we prepare, any thoughts on bans? Are we going to see the
Uh,
Shaman banned again?
yeah, I expect to see the Shaman ban from Aquaman. Just Shaman into Priest is a pretty abysmal matchup.
Yes.
No way you can cut it. I think into the Demon Hunter, it's not so bad, but and even into the Rogue, I don't hate it, but Priest into Shaman is pretty sad. And if you're Aquaman and you're expecting your Priest to be left up, you pretty much have to guarantee yourself a win into either a Shaman or a Mage. And I really just don't think I want to try and fight a Shaman.
Interesting. I'm wondering whether Oddlaw is going to ban the Rogue. Because Rogue is very good. Well, it is good into Mage. Very good into Mage. Good into Quest Shaman as well.
Yeah, could go for the Rogue, could go for the DH. I don't hate either of them. They're both kind of, uninteractive, just playing my own game type of deal. Whereas you're really not going to get busted down too early on from any of these decks that Oddlaw is bringing. So the bans are very interesting here. I mean, I you could even respect. I just You could even respect a priest ban. If you expect from Oddlaw that your shaman's going to be taken away, you could ban the priest.
Yes.
I don't hate it.
Also,
I mean, if you just expect that you're going to lose, I mean, we saw, match one, Desharmo's priest was able to push through the demon hunter. So, um, you could see it here again. And if you expect your shaman is your best matchup into the priest could just absolutely sweep you if your shaman is taken away.
yeah, it's there's Hero has this a lot that's like you need to predict the ban correctly. And sometimes it's very obvious. For example, when mid-range Shaman was around everywhere, you just don't want to play mid-range Shaman. When Evolved Shaman was around everywhere, you don't want to play Evolved Shaman. It's just going to sweep you. Here it's a bit different. There's no obvious ban, so you have the cycle of if they ban A, I want to ban B. If they ban C, I want to ban D, and so on, which I think is fascinating, especially in mirror matches when sometimes you have a mirror match where players ban opposite decks.
Yeah, it's that classic. If I have, if they take my shaman, what am I beating the rogue with? If they ban my mage, what am I beating the priest with? It's just there's so much thinking that goes into these LHS lineups, and that's truly why it's my favorite series out there.
Yeah, and you want to know something cool? No warlocks today.
No, not a one. I mean, maybe we missed the warlocks on the other side, but seems that it was a little bit more of a targeted lineup, and
Yeah,
nobody decided to bring it. Everyone trying to play a little bit spicier.
I'm actually looking to see if any player did bring warlock. But I am unable to find a warlock so far. Yeah, there has really been no warlock. Think. Let me check. Super Chicken is the only one I have not seen. Yeah, this was a warlock last tournament. So warlock
Oh,
did not need the nerf.
That's it. You heard it here first.
Yeah, there was a warrior, there was no warlock.
Of course there was a warrior. It was Turtle, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Of course it was Turtle.
yeah. We did see a warrior. We did see paladin, but nope, no warlock.
No warlock. Well, that is all right. I think we have both of the players possibly readied up and just awaiting bans in this case right now. Um, Again, just probably racking their brains right now, going through saying, if I ban this, how do I beat this? If I ban this, how do I beat this? And vice versa. If they ban this, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just making sure they submit their bans. But this is the moment. I think this one can take longer than the usual ban process, and I'm hoping to see something crazy with bans that we're both like, whoa, what is happening here? And I kind of want to see Shaman played. We didn't see Shaman at all played today.
Yeah, no shaman at all. So it's very interesting. The two, most brought classes, or I guess most heavily favored classes, really not seeing a whole lot of play here. We're seeing a lot of priest and really demon hunter getting through on quite a few. I'm surprised to see so many demon hunters getting through. Personally, I think the
Um,
deck can just absolutely sweep most times.
yeah, Demon Hunter, especially at High Legend, Demon Hunter's now like most of them. Demon Hunter last week went from being a good deck to kind of being everywhere. And that's what we're seeing
Yeah,
here. Just the class kind of blew up out of nowhere. Or not out of nowhere, out of the decks, but it's grown so much. And I do think we have their ban in. Yes, we're seeing Outlaw's Demon
oh,
Hunter banned and Aquaman's
rogue.
Rogue. We are not going to see Garrote.
Well, color me surprised because that shaman got through.
Yeah, we get to see Shaman.
I mean, if I'm Oddlaw, I'm leading with the shaman. I'm making sure I hit that priest matchup.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah, Demon Hunter is also a pretty good matchup. Um, make sure we're good to begin. We are starting Aquaman versus Outlaw. Corden, are you ready for this?
I'm ready for the finals. I'm ready to do it. Two players we don't know a whole ton about, but we've seen them throughout the night here, the past hour and a half that we've seen, and I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table.
Yeah, I agree. And we are starting, as you said, the Shaman is in. We're
Yeah,
seeing the Shaman versus DH.
I think in Aquaman had the complete call there of, I'm gonna make him play the shaman because if my priest gets through, it's also the option that it's this LHS. So if Adla's saying I'm gonna force the shaman through, we can't complete this turn. It's always cool to see Note Taker with like lightning blooms in hand.
Yes.
Um, we could. Oh, we're just gonna let it ride. Okay.
I like this. You might just go for a doubled investment opportunity to draw, because you're a shaman. You have no card draw really, other than Dungeoneer. I think this is
Kind of like
fair.
I kind of like the lightning bloom there that turn. Like investment opportunity is gonna guarantee you another card. That's gonna be able to complete the quest for you.
As long
And
as it's
even
not Canal.
if it's Slogger, you could just fire the other lightning bloom off. I suppose you can't play it in that sense because you'd be 4 and 3, but even still, then you could play it next turn.
That's true.
But not gonna get punished.
No.
Ooh, that's not what you want to see. But I think we're
Um.
still just gonna go for it here.
Yeah, you do need to go for the investment opportunity. And that is a good one. Serpentine is a
Oh,
possibility.
wrong bloom. Oh, he's going for a big charge call. Five
Yeah,
drop?
going for that Earth Ellie, I think. That's the
Moonfang, baby.
Moonfang is really good here.
A lair?
I think you're fine taking it. It's a 7-3.
That dead death throttles and has to be dealt with?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the call. All right. I don't I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that play from Oddlaw. It's definitely an aggressive play. It's gonna put Aquaman on a very short clock here, and he has to respond.
yes.
But man, you said it earlier, Lotus. Shaman no card draw, and now Shaman no cards.
Yeah, and this is so early. Now, at the same time, we can see a Brute coming out. Maybe there's two. If there's two, this is going to. Well, going to be hard to get to, but maybe there's something I'm not seeing. If you double jump, you would need to hit something crazy.
Yeah. We could coin. He could coin Illidari into a Crimson, but that's still only one draw.
Yeah,
Maybe we
you
just rip the
would need.
philosophy.
You need to go double study into Iron Brown Brute. That's the.
Oh,
Or a
that acro
Garrus.
was. Oh, that acro costed one. I didn't even see it shoved in there.
Yeah, that was out of the sigil.
I mean, Alaris just trades and then comes back.
That does make it vulnerable, though. We can see that it's actually a bad idea.
Bad idea, but it's another skipped turn from Aquaman dealing with it. It's gonna fire off the one primor or perpetual flame to try to continue the quest
Yeah,
progression as fast as he can. I don't mind it, but it's gonna be difficult.
yeah, but we're not going to see the return. You can now go. Well, you can't really kill the Alara this turn. That's actually interesting. You can go double jump and just try to jump so many times that you finish your quest. It's actually not that hard right now. Spectral side.
Oh, we're gonna go for quest completion here. It's definitely plausible.
Yeah,
Way more card draw than we could ever really need, but there's no way to clean up the board extremely well. There's another brute.
now can we get two of them down?
Uh,
I think we can.
double double jump will complete quest. That would go to one. And then if we have a sigil runner, which I don't believe are in the deck from Aquaman, so oh, finds. Okay, never mind. Just finds the spectral sight.
Yeah, that
Not gonna
makes
be
it
able to get.
easier.
Yeah, not gonna be able to get two down, but just gets the one down. And oh, never mind.
No, he did have zero mana philosophy.
Oh, he discounted it off of the quest completion.
Yeah. One maker could be a huge card here.
No way. But those cost
Yeah.
seven. Those cost seven.
Yes.
Is that? Is it the? So there's another one. There's another interaction.
Strongman. Strongman is the one you're thinking.
Yeah, that when you revolve it, it's a zero mana
Yes. That's
because it
Strongman.
costs zero. Yeah.
Because the corrupt
Um,
version costs zero.
I mean, that's a pretty good revolve.
Yeah. The issue is that 1/8 doesn't do anything against that 5/8.
Buys you a little bit of time, I suppose.
Yeah. And we can see there might be just a Guild Trader Fell Scream or a Double Morg Fell Scream. Both plays are really good here if you are desperate for healing.
Yeah, I mean, the just the control on cards at this rate is insane. Yeah,
Yes.
Guild Trader gonna heal the 9. This is honestly such a massive turn here, and oh, if there's a card that can get you back into it,
Yeah, that has to be Fireheart. Guidance.
yeah, refill the hand, probably just take, yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Huh.
Not what you
Barrels.
wanted.
It's got to be Feral Spirits here, right?
Tidal Wave isn't awful.
It's not
Um,
awful, but it doesn't complete your quest, right? It doesn't really do much for you, and that's really what we're on right now.
yeah, the
Um,
argument for it would be that the turn after you might be able to do some fun stuff with it.
because top deck another overload, and we have Brucon down. But then
Yes,
we're another turn away from playing Brucon. I don't know. We just left spell power up on the board.
we did, didn't we?
And luckily, no Il'gynoth in hand for. Oh man,
Yeah, and that Storm Strike. Storm Strike is a really good control card as well as an aggressive card because it can just kill something.
yeah. There's a lot that Aquaman can do here. It's one of the few things when Demon Hunter has to think. Usually, it's just draw cards, draw my cards, get my Kurtrus, draw my cards. But now
Yeah,
there's a little bit of thinking that has to go down. It's like, what do I want to do? So this is going to complete quest. It's going to put Kurtrus into hand, and I do like it because now you're able to draw a lot more, and you've just shuffled a lot of stuff back into your deck. You've
I agree.
doubled your chances of hitting a good Moarg.
I think this is the point where you really just want to get stuff in if you can. Um, Dropping that Kurtrus really helps. You are going to need the OTK to win. This is not a matchup that's going to end with.
Oh, that's quest.
That is quest. You can finish it next turn. I kind of just want to see Feral Spirit Storm Strike. You Storm Strike the 5/3 and then hit 3/3, or you take 5 damage. That's fair.
Yeah, a little bit of miscuing there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Adla realizing what they've done took 2 extra damage there. Yeah, glide is in hand. I mean, I don't think I've ever expect the glide to come down with
no,
the shaman having no card draw, but
no. They can generate a lot post Brucon, but I don't think you're looking for it. Like, as the Demon Hunter, you're probably winning at turn 9. That's what's happening because you already have Kurtrus. Next turn is your draw turn. The turn after is your OTK, unless you can OTK them next turn.
yeah, Oddlaw is close though. I mean, he's representing 6 on the board. Unfortunately, the guidance isn't going to be um, double casted.
Yes.
So a little bit of value is going to be missed there. Oh, Immo Aura is a great pickup.
Yeah. Now there are some dream cards that could come in with that guidance. Feral Spirit is not one of them because you really need to finish the quest this turn. Really
Yeah,
just want to play that Brucon.
take them both. Always
Yeah.
take them both.
Don't think too much.
No, I mean a cool thing too is Brucon comes down and Dunk Tank gets corrupted.
Yes.
I mean that's it's oh whoa stop.
Not going to finish the quest or to play the reward. Interesting.
I don't see how we win.
No.
Like that was 8 damage we just threw away.
Yeah, they're just going to glide us out as well. This is just, I don't want you to have Brucon. I can just draw my whole deck this turn. You can do nothing.
All right, well, actually does get the guidance. I mean, it's gonna be a benefit to Aquaman more than, but really digging for this Il'gynoth. 7 cards left in deck. A lot of them tradable. But yeah, okay, so gonna try and pop the peddler, throw it back in.
Hmm. No
Oh
Il'gynoth
my
yet,
goodness.
but at the same time, you can trade so many times before your Il'gynoth. Il'gynoth's costs not two
Charge
anymore.
call. Charge call does not win you this game though. All right. Oh, there's the Il'gynoth. That is gonna be it. With only 5 cards remaining, I mean, and then all the tradable cards in the deck, 2 tradable
Yeah,
cards, and a little bit more in the thing. That is going to be the 36 required, and Adla Shaman going to be taken down by Aquaman's Demon Hunter.
it's weird to see a tournament where Warlock is absent and Shaman is pretty poorly every time we see it. I don't think I was expecting that.
Yeah, I just that first turn of going for the big 5 drop. I understand.
Yeah,
Um, why it was done. I just don't think you really need to pressure the Demon Hunter that much in that sense. But that's all right. Not gonna be able
yes.
to run back to Shaman, but Oddlaw is going to bring out the Mage and hopefully sneak a win here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see this one because no, can this Mage is not favored into Demon Hunter as long as they don't turbo like they did last time.
Yeah, I mean and Aquaman, they're both really just playing solitaire in this situation.
Yes, but you
I,
don't need to
I know
give the
people
Mage more
hate
money.
solitaire as the as the gnomer there, but really they are. They're kind of just playing their own game, drawing their own cards, and not
Yes.
really interacting with each other too much.
No, I mean there's going to be a gambit into One Thief. I would have saved the One Thief just because you really want to throw your first flames, your snap freezes at it. But this is fair. Keeping the board clear. This is going to be the name of the game for Aquaman. Can you just keep the board clear for this mage so it needs 9 turns to do its quest? And you can just keep doing fun stuff like gliding their hand away and just keep winning basically.
Yeah, no, and that's the biggest key there. That first one thief is going down, unable to proc any frost spells off of it. So,
Yes.
um, snap freeze is great, but Aquaman is more than likely never playing a minion until they're ready to kill you.
Yeah, they're going to like hopefully from Aquaman's side, the minion you want to play is called Pertris. You really just want to play the quest reward. The rest doesn't matter.
All right, well, part one is completed for the Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Um, some okay cards drawn into the hand. I mean, Il'gynoth and Moarg are still here, so I would assume we see a glide next turn from Aquaman just to shuffle some of this, combo pieces and awkward cards back into the deck.
Yeah, I could see that. The placement of the Il'gynoth is so awkward. You would love if you could just throw that Il'gynoth away from there. So, because Glide is a way you beat mages a lot of times once their hand is full because of Refreshing Spring Water. But can we talk about the card that just came into Outlaw's hand 1 second?
Yeah, free nerf.
Free nerf.
Free-
Spicy Incanter's Flow right there.
yeah. Um, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, refreshing spring water is more than likely going to be the play next turn. It looks very, very good. Oh, we're coining. I feel like this is the glide turn.
Yeah, this is a glide.
All right, so I mean, part two is going to be done.
Yeah.
We
Um,
still do have a singular glide in hand, and those are some discounts. Wait, can he
yeah.
complete one, two, three, four?
He's one card out of completing the
He's
quest again. If he draws a
yeah.
tradable card, that's it.
Do you rip the double jumps or just wait? I think
You
you just
can
gotta
wait a
wait.
turn. You can do it for free next turn, basically.
Yeah, you can. You pretty essentially. Oh, okay. Pulling the trigger from the other side. Oh,
Now,
oh no.
I still don't like this Brute. I think Brute, it's still a minion. Mage likes you having minions. Even
Yeah,
if they're
and
enormous, like, just fine with it. You're just going to flow, snap, freeze, and ping their face.
yeah, there was an option. The double. If you went the other way through his hand to outcost that spectral sight, could have actually doubled, but
Yeah.
you know. This is going to freeze and progress the quest for Oddlaw finally. Yeah, I think you're right though. Really, the way that Aquaman is not really looking to win this, he's just looking to not lose it and allow Oddlaw to progress his quest.
Yes.
And that's the easiest way to do it is, play minions.
Yeah. You're going at this point for Rune Door for Flurry. Flurry would be insane. Brain Freeze would be fine. Kona
A cold to
Cold,
frost spell.
it's a frost spell. It's good enough, I think.
Yeah, I just take it. You're never corrupting ring toss, and I don't think you ever want Deca Lunacy right now.
No, you're fine without it. I think you can just throw a First Flame in just to continue your quest, but you don't have to.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to keep this brute frozen here for the rest of time.
Yeah. Now, you can't finish the reward and play Kurtrus this turn. That is not happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can. Double draw, and the peddler will
Oh, wait. Yeah,
will
you can.
draw.
Never mind. I
Yeah.
misclicked. Um,
So Kurtrus is more than likely going to come down here with a outcasted spectral as well as the secondary glide in hand.
and this is the match we're seeing. This is a bit faster than usual, isn't it?
Turn 5.
We're going to see probably an AI start just with one mana draw. I don't want to see that Kona Cold first. I want to see if I can get a flurry and try to finish
Yeah.
this turn. Like, there's no rush. You can play the other card. Okay, going for the Kona Cold first. I
Ooh, we
don't like
really
this
feel
play.
like we're under. Yeah, I mean, you're using a lot of resources to kill the board when the Kurtrus has already been played. You've frozen it. It's
Yeah,
it's done its job. I mean, there's an
yeah.
ally. Okay.
Also, Counterspell's really good in this matchup. Um, I kind of wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw them off quite a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was a weird sequence. If we frozen, I don't think there's a reason to kill the fire or the Kurtrus at that rate. Do we find a sigil runner is just card draw? I mean, we
yeah.
take it, right? It's free.
All we want is draw. We're probably going to play the Sigil Warner, the Spectral side, trade stuff. We could also just glide, but I think this is better. I don't care too much about just having a Morg in my hand. It's fine.
Yeah,
And
no, exactly. I just like playing the sigil, playing the crimson or the spectral sight, see where we're at, and then
yeah,
drawing 3 cards for 1 mana seems like the way I want to go. And there's Il'gynoth drawn into hands. So many more playable cards.
yes. That's
There's the
Guild
Guild
Trader.
Trader.
Hi, Guild Trader.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason to hold on to it. You can make that 0 mana.
No. Just make sure it's 0. You're going to get
Yeah,
something else. You can play the studies.
no card
Eh.
draw.
Yeah, you can.
Gnar just to smash.
Yeah.
All right, so both Guild Traders are going when drawn are going to cost 0. That
Yeah.
is an acrobatics for next turn, so that's an extremely strong card at the moment.
Now, you could
Brain for
go with a
Whew.
Flurry First Flame, finish the quest, play your reward, AI. Ooh, there's a
Oh,
reconnect. Really? At this point, there's a reconnect?
Hopefully, they come back. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
No. But this is a hot point in this match because both players are ready to win.
Yeah, both players are pushing. All right, we are back. I mean, Oddlaw has to. He's got to complete quest this turn and play the reward. Um,
Yes. And then
but
go
you know,
arcane and hope he can do something crazy.
10 cards left in a deck for Aquaman. It looks very abysmal at this point, right?
Yes. Like just go
All
first
right.
flame. Get that AI. Hopefully you can get a crane session and go crazy.
Yeah, you just really need to start going. I mean, this is where that fireball earlier on, kind of pays dividends. Oh, okay.
Why?
I think Oddlaw is respecting the board a little bit too much here.
Yeah, the
Um,
board is not actually that important. Your
yeah,
opponent
double
is looking to
tradables.
OTK.
Yeah, I mean, can't unfreeze the minions. There's the guild trader, another Immo aura.
Yeah, you
Rip
just
it.
dumped the guild
Is that?
trader and
Oh, that's lethal.
yeah, this should be lethal somehow.
Do we have the mana? Yeah, there's the Fell Scream, so it's lethal now.
Is it though? We still need
Do we
the zero
have
mana Morg. Our
enough?
Morg costs.
Oh, the Moarg does cost. You were correct. That would have been, yeah, no, would have needed 8. So looking for the other Moarg and still in there somewhere.
Now you could drop a guild trader, but then you're not finishing this.
Oh no, you got to hold on to the second guild trader for sure.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Um,
Goes for one of the
whoa,
Moargs into
gonna
the
see a
fell screen.
Fell Scream. It's strange of a sequencing turn there. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the that Moarg is really stuck in the bottom of the deck there for Aquaman. But as soon as we see it, that should be more than enough. But actually, philosophy used, that's yeah, it'll still be enough to do the combo.
Yeah, really looking for a creme session here. That is what would make the mage's day better. A lot better.
Yeah. Refreshing spring water definitely is a way to get there. There's the cram section, 0 mana. Lab partner's coming
Yup.
down. Throw that ignite at him.
Ignite
Throw the
up,
ignite at
Ignite
him.
goes face, and then creme session to draw 5 cards.
Yeah. And Ray, I mean, we've got a 10, 10 damage.
It's quite likely
16,
it's
that's
there.
it. It's lethal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ignite, Ignite, Fireball, and that's the mage. I do think Oddlock could have played this one better, but was not punished.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. There were some interesting turns there where we respected the board a little bit more than I think we had to,
Yes.
especially having constant freezes in hand. We could have just perpetually frozen the board and never had to worry about Kurtrus hitting us, never had to worry about a brute
Yes.
hitting us, you know. Um, at the end of the day, didn't really matter. Oddlaw did find the lethal, at the end, drawing 5 cards for free is just going to get you there sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have liked this match to go a bit differently. I think there were some mistakes. I do think you don't need to play just a single brute into mage. A 6/7 taunt into mage is actually not that good. Not at that point. Oh, we did have a disconnect issue. Coming back as soon as the client lets.
Oh, I suppose I should probably have to jump back into the spectatorship.
Yeah?
Well, Lotus, our best words heard of this tournament,
Yes.
game 3.
We have game number 3. We're going to have Priest versus Mage, and it's very appropriate that we get the rogue-looking priest here.
Who knows? That could be a rogue.
Yeah, just like we saw aggro priest in a druid, now we're seeing aggro priest.
That's it. Quite a very strong hand in the opening, but Aquaman going to throw quite a bit of it back. Benedictus pulled open. That's not a guy you want to see.
No, it is not. This start is not super hot.
I mean, on Oddlaw side of things, ooh, that's the card you want to see. You
That
put that
changes
in,
things.
yeah. You play that, and you just pray they don't have an answer on the other side, and if they do, you just pray for your raised deads.
I think you just play the freshmen and the two tiny guys, and then next turn you go Void Touch. You're basically playing Raid Leader.
Yeah, yeah, and just absolutely able to push 6 damage next turn.
Yeah?
Who
Think.
knew that there would be a meta where Desk Imp and Murloc Tinyfin are played in a top deck?
This reminds me of that classic time where you remember when they used to play. What was the deck? It was an aggro rogue. They used to play Wisp. So they would proc, I forget what it was. They would proc Raiding Party.
Oh, for the no, wasn't it for oh my goodness, I'm not going to think of the name of it. I thought that was for the Caverns. Was that not for Wailing Caverns? The Rogue Quest?
Wailing Caverns sometimes played Wisp. I was thinking actually for Pirate Rogue. Um,
Oh.
the one with Nomi. That deck was just so crazy.
Yeah, the no Nomi was a silly deck.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of yeah. Wriggling Horror drawn into hand. Maybe we're gonna coin it out just to make this a little bit further, but Fire Sale in the hand. Gonna be able to clear off a little bit more of this board in one turn, but there's a lot of chip damage coming through at the moment. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Barrier is the perfect draw.
Barrier is insane. It's gonna buy just a little bit more time for
Oh,
Ooh.
wait.
He wants to set up the fire sale.
He
You're taking a
does?
lot of damage here.
Ooh, that is just exactly what you
Yeah.
don't want to see if you're an Oddlaw fan. The Culture and
Yeah.
Chaplain means this 2-3 is surviving.
Yeah. It means your ping last turn was 2 mana, do nothing. You're gonna rip this fire sale, and there's still 2 minions on board that you are forced to deal with.
Yeah,
And you are about to take an additional 7 damage here.
yeah, and there's a Neophyte.
There's a neophyte. There goes your refreshing spring water.
Like, you can clear two of them, sure,
Yeah. But I
but
mean, 3 turns.
yeah, unless you play that Ice Barrier and your opponent procs it.
Yeah, I think at this rate, if Aquaman sees a secret played, he'll probably just continually ping blast, ping blast. Well, I mean,
I
that's
agree.
gonna be a raised dead coming in hand just to make it a little bit more annoying, but
Hopefully getting a Void touched. There it is, just ping, and
yeah.
next turn I win. I think this is over.
Yeah, there's nothing unfortunately that can disable that hero power and clear the board at the same time, not in standard anyway.
No,
Ice barrier's great, but I mean, play it out, see what odd luck can find. Refreshing spring water. Part one. That's only part one.
yeah.
This is kind of how this priest matchup can go.
Yeah, remember that by turn 6 you're supposed to have finished your quest already as the mage. And
Well,
yeah,
with that is the end. Aquaman 5-7 5 is going to take the community tournament.
That's awesome. I want to congratulate Aquaman, and I will invite Aquaman for an interview. Wow, that was a crazy tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a nice one. Nice hero matches up. A lot of last hero standing. No warlocks in sight, so it looks like the nerf came to our tournament a day early.
Yeah. We did see Lucia a lot, or
Yeah,
Priest more than Lucia.
actually, we did we even see Lucia played?
Did Desharmo play Lucia? I don't
I
think
don't
Desharmo
believe.
did.
I think he did. DeSharmo did play Lucia. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too already over by the time DeSharmo was able to play the Lucia versus Aquaman early on.
Yes. Yeah, that was even from the start. This was a very non-typical tournament, I would say. Just so much
Yeah,
aggro.
yeah, it was a lot of aggro. I think maybe people trying to get a feel for how the meta is gonna look without warlocks. Because personally, I think they massacred my boy. Uh, Poor warlock getting the double nerf.
hmm I am gonna ask Aquaman if an interview is there new. I don't know. I've never interacted with him on stream, but let's see.
We shall see indeed.
While we wait for the interview, I have a question for you, Corridon. We didn't really talk about buffs today. Are you
Ah,
excited to any of the new decks that are coming in?
so I've got a polarizing opinion about I think everyone's most excited for is Pirate Warrior. And that's just the fact that I don't think it's good that it's good. Or maybe that it's not good. That I think it's gonna be boring. I was a big proponent of the meta that we are losing tonight and tomorrow morning. I really liked Warlock. I really liked Shaman. I liked the way that things were. I think it really rewarded high play. Yeah, there were some times where, a high roll was just a high roll, but it also mattered in the decisions you made. Now,
Sure.
the next few weeks, unfortunately, I think are just kind of going to be a bit aggro-y. Pirate Warrior seems to be that way with, playing just good, thick statted minions, 3 mana 3/4s. 1 mana 2/2s have always been polarized. Everyone remembers Battle Mage, the most played card in like one
Yeah.
of one of the most played one drops, and now Warrior has that. Plus, discount your next woman played by one. Um, I just it's not my style. I think it's gonna be a good deck. It's gonna give some cards like, I think it might do a good job into Priest because Warrior has access to a little bit of armor gain. It's gonna be able to fight for the board with weapons. It's gonna be able to fight for the board with good minions, with rush minions. So
hmm
um I expect it to be good. Do I expect to like it? Well, that's a different question.
Fair. Um,
um
to talk to us about these and other topics, why don't we bring our winner here?
let's bring them on.
So, adding Aquaman to the call right now. Hey, Aquaman, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Can you hear me properly?
Yep.
Yep, I'm
Okay,
going to increase your gain a bit, but we can hear you.
Yep.
Second.
okay. Um, all
Okay.
right, so it should be better.
Yeah, now it's
Perfect.
perfect. First of all, I just want to congratulate you on an amazing tournament.
Yeah, thank you.
How did it feel?
It was really fun. It was one of my first time playing in one of these Maniac Mondays,
Sure.
so it was nice to get a win here.
Uh-huh. Have you played a lot of last hero standing format before?
Not really. Like I'm part of a pro team. I'm part of Diamond's pro team this season.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I basically only play Conquest. So this was my first time in LHS, but kind of just brought the best three decks, and they kind of just performed well, you know?
Yeah, that is true, and perform well they did. I want to ask you first about the Demon Hunter. I'm completely in love with this deck right now. How do you feel about Demon Hunter, and are you sad that Brood is going to 8?
I think it's too strong, you know? I'm glad it's getting nerfed, honestly.
Sure.
Right. I mean, like, I just want to play my rogue on ladder without getting glided all the time into a bunch of brutes. So,
Sure. Um,
you know, yeah, I'm cool with the nerfs.
that's fair. I have a question about this particular match. Um, we saw some very weird games, I would say, just with the way the Demon Hunter versus Shaman went, and then the way the Demon Hunter versus Mage went. Do you think, um, how do you think? Let's talk about the first match specifically, the Shaman versus Demon Hunter. Your opponent kind of went for an all-win game plan, and your main effort was to counter it. Is that a lot of how you see Shaman versus Demon Hunter going?
Right. I mean, especially with how he played it, right? Like, I knew as long as I took back board, there
Sure.
he would have a hard time winning. So I kind of just focused all going all in on board and complete quest after that. And I feel like that kind of worked out well.
Mhm. I mean, it did that game, yeah. Um, one thing I was curious, when you played that brute against the mage, do you think that was a good play specifically into the mage? Because I kind of try to save brutes a lot of times just to make sure they don't get played into mage, so they don't get targets for their spells. But I know other people play differently, so I wanted to ask you what you think about that.
Right, yeah, no, I feel like that was probably wrong. I was kind of roping because I knew I could get quest completion on that turn
Mm-hmm.
if I drew into a tradable there. So I was kind of like thinking about it and kind of roped it out, and
Sure.
I just kind of played all my green cards in the end.
Fair. Yeah, we've all done that before, not gonna lie.
I've got a question. Lotus and I were looking through the deck lists, and you share something in common with everybody else that played in this tournament, and that's no Warlock. No Warlocks brought. Do you think that was because it's such a it's an easier targeted lineup, or were you kind of just trying to get the feel of a format without Warlock?
Not well. I just guess I thought it wouldn't be the best deck for LHS for BO3.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just wanted Rogue, which is kind of good into everything. Priest, which would counter any of the slower decks, and Demon Hunter, which could beat aggro decks, which was just basically my idea
Mm-hmm.
for my three decks there.
Fair.
Well, they definitely worked to perfection for you in eclipsing the champion role for this week's Maniac Monday. So congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
It was
I,
really fun. So thanks for hosting and everything.
yeah, no, thank you for playing. I just have two final questions I like to ask. The first question I want to ask you, Aquaman, before we. Well, I'll let Corridon ask more if he has anything else he wants to ask before we finish for the night. But the two questions I want to ask are first, do you have any thoughts on the buffs for tomorrow? Anything you're looking forward to seeing?
I mean, I'm hoping Hero Power Mage becomes semi-viable.
Yes.
I guess that's what I'm looking forward to most, and probably what I'll be trying out tomorrow.
Sure. And the final thing I want to ask is, do you have any shout outs you want to give? Anyone you want to thank? Anything you would like to say? All yours. The floor is all yours now.
I guess shout out to my THL team, Diamond, for getting me into THL. It's been really fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Corridon, any questions you want to ask? Anything you still want to say to
I'm
Aquaman?
set. No, you've all heard my voice way too much tonight. I am set. I'm good.
Awesome. I want to thank first of all everyone who participated in the tourney. Since we don't have like 30 players, I can actually read the list of names. So I want to thank Damon, Yo Daddy, Oddlaw, Super Chicken, Turtle, Snake Fods, Desharmo himself, and Aquaman 575. Thank you all for playing. Thank you and congratulations to Aquaman for this really cool performance. And congratulations to Oddlaw as well for the second place. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It was a really good tournament and really top players playing, I feel, today. Um, I want to thank Arden for just casting with me. It was a lot of fun having you. I laughed the whole stream. I think we had some great moments. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for having me, Lotus. I'm always happy to cast with you, man. We don't get to do it too often, but when we do, it's a blast, my friend.
Right? I completely agree. Um, I want to give a special thanks to Desharmo for putting this together. Just always doing a great job preparing the stream, making sure the tournament is happening, and we all know Maniac Mondays would not happen without him. So, very special thanks to Desharmo, and there's a lot of content incoming. There's Hearth Center tomorrow. There's Tavern Talk on Wednesday. There's Wild 'N Out this week, Thursdays at 6 p.m. And after Wild 'N Out, we still might have matches on Thursday night. There are match shows every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Keep your eyes out. This is going to be another hot THL week as the season continues. Corridon will be back on Friday and tomorrow. We're all back tomorrow for another special episode of Hearth Center. We're going to cover 2 weeks due to our tuning out last week, but hope to see you all soon and have a good night.